All right, just got to my job here this morning. Kind of a late start getting things together, but we're down here in Petaluma, California. Pretty rural, wide open lots, and we have a little septic trouble back here. Let me show you what's going on. All right, so back here behind the house, the property owner has mostly completed the renovations in the house. It's actually really nice, but old septic tank here, he put these risers on himself. And what we're going to do is we're going to install new pipe just from outside of the tank, new 4-inch ABS drain line. We're going to come on down and we're going to replace 3 existing distribution boxes in here, and we're going to replace the line obviously between the D boxes, and then also the line from the D box to where the perforated pipe starts, which is basically where the leach line starts. And so that's the project in a nutshell, and I better get with it. I'm just here by myself today and should probably consume most of the rest of the day for me, so let me get after it. Alright, I got the pipe found here. I'm just going to shoot the top of pipe to make things easy for me. It is a concrete pipe, concrete asbestos. Which I believe, but I'll have to confirm, it has roughly a 5-inch outside diameter, 4.96 maybe, according to Google, but we'll verify that shortly. All right, so I'm standing over here by the distribution box that the property owner had uncovered previously, and what I've done to help me out to make sure we get our grade just right is I've uncovered the pipe coming out of the tank, and I've uncovered the top of the pipe just as it heads out to the first leach line here, and we have a distance of about 50 feet and a drop of 12 inches. So what that tells me is the slope of the existing pipe was probably set at roughly 2%, which is a 1-foot drop in 50 feet or a 2-foot drop in 100 feet. And so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to probably do 2%. I'm probably going to just shy of 2% on my trench, and that way I know for sure I'll be able to make it into this box, because as I uncover this, conditions could change a little bit, and I want to make sure that when I grade this trench that I'm giving myself some leeway and I don't grade it too steeply and end up with my pipe too deep down here. So anyways, that's what I've done in prep. I got my line painted out in the pink. We're going to come straight and then hit a 22.5 degree bend right here, and then another 22.5 degree bend to go straight into our new D box. So let's we're ready to start trenching, so let's start trenching. So a little back history here at this project. When I met with the property owner, he was telling me about 3 leach lines that existed out here. He had a septic pumper come out, locate 3 D boxes, and what we have here is the first line. That was that box right there. Leach line number 2 and D box number 2 from right here, and we're at D box number 3. And what I really wanted to do, instead of just ripping this D box out, is I wanted to take the time, open it up, and I would suggest this to anybody doing this, because the best way to verify whether or not there is another leach line is to do that. Open the box, look inside, and so we have the line coming from the second D box. We have the line going out to the 3rd leach line, but what do we have? One more pipe leaving this distribution box. So what that tells me is that at the very least there is one more leach line, at least one more leach line, and it could just 90 into the leach line over there, or there could also be yet another D box under the machine. And because I only brought 3 D boxes with me, and we've contracted for 3 D boxes, what I really want to do right now is take this box out of here, remove it without shortening that existing pipe right there. We'll see if we can do this. And then when I install this 3rd D box right back in the same location, I'm going to try to slip it right onto that existing pipe that's leading to the 4th leach line. And then I'll go ahead and use 4-inch ABS and make this connection to the 3rd leach line here. So that's my plan. I'll probably also try to locate maybe that 4th D box for the property owner and get it opened up, and remove the sand and silt from the inside of the box that I can. These leach lines that are all here are pretty full of sand and silt, but the property owner was pretty fixed on not wanting to dig out the leach lines and go through the permit process for that. So anyways, that's where I'm at in the project. I'm going to go ahead and work on gently removing this box and this other short section of pipe right here, and getting this all cleaned up and ready to go for install. All right, just got this 4th D box uncovered. I didn't try to follow the pipe or anything. I just dug kind of a wide spot right here, and it wasn't that deep, but you can see that's a little bit of dirt that's built in, but that's just completely packed with silt and sand right there. So that's what the whole system is out here. I'm sure the drain rock's completely infiltrated with sand, but like I said, the property owner doesn't want to do that, and I will say doesn't want to do it yet, but I think that's coming. Anyhow, I'm going to clean this out and leave it alone. Basically, I think all he needs to do is clean out the pipe from over there to this D box, and really, honestly, these D boxes aren't in too bad a shape. The first one definitely needed to be replaced, and that's usually what you'll find is You know, if you're having concrete deterioration issues, your tank is likely deteriorating, and that's how you know you have concrete deteriorating issues. But also your first and maybe your second leach line, or pardon me, your first and second D-box will probably have some concrete deterioration. But yeah, this third box, I mean, even the second box, like almost like new, you know, not bad. But we had a contract, we're executing the contract, putting in new boxes. But again, I'm just going to clean this one out and go ahead and start my install from the tank down. So let's do it. Oh yeah, and here's this box cleaned out. So what you can see is that's the line coming from the other D-box, the line going out to the fourth leach line, but there's no other holes in the box. So that's a sure way to know that this is in fact the lowest D-box and lowest leach line. And the box is in great shape. So, but the pipe going between the two here is completely full of sand and will need to get jetted out or cleaned out. So all right, let's get to work. right, got everything installed, everything bedded and grouted up. So starting here from the bottom, this is the lowest D-box and leach line going out. Property owner is gonna leave these D-boxes open, so I'm not gonna be backfilling where the D-boxes are, so he can have a jetting company come out and try to remove some of the silt and sand from the actual leach lines, the perforated pipe sections. But got the boxes all set and grouted in. The 4-inch ABS pipe slipped snugly into these existing concrete asbestos couplers, which have a rubber gasket in there. It was a touch loose. I can't say it was watertight, but it is the beginning of the leach line after all. And I went ahead and used some grout and packed that grout in and around that seam, and I feel comfortable with that. Here's our connection to that lowest existing concrete asbestos pipe going down to that last D-box. But got the 4-inch ABS pipe in, used the laser level to shoot the elevation of the bottom of each of these D-boxes to make sure we had roughly that almost 2% climb coming back up towards the tank here. And again, rapid set, a little rapid set on that unused hole on the D-box. And yeah, it's looking good. Used a 22-degree bend here, kicked it over. I was just trying to stay away from this tree right here, some sort of a fruit tree. Have her nice long straightaway. Got the pipe bedded nicely. And again, use that rapid set grout here at the outlet of the tank. And just a nice thick cone shape just to support that pipe and seal that off. And on the inside of the tank, on the outlet side here, we have our outlet baffle tee. That's a tough tight tee, so if the property owner wanted to, he could slip one of those little yellow residential effluent filters into there. That's not usually what I'd recommend. If you want to do a filter, I'd do something a little bit bigger, but they are useful, and you might just have to clean them out more regularly is all. So that's it in a nutshell, guys, because I'm not going to be fully backfilling this. I'm going to be ending the video here, and I hope this video is helpful to somebody. I know I've been doing a lot of wastewater lately, but again, maybe you picked up on something new, or maybe you're a viewer for the first time. So please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Over now. And I also wanted to point out one last thing, and that is to help anybody out there that's new or doesn't know that this is a concrete asbestos pipe here. How you can tell, it has this dimpled kind of look to it, and this is not something you want to cut dry. If you're going to cut this, you're going to want to do it with water, because this is bad stuff, guys. And you might have seen me wearing a dust mask today. It's because I just don't want to mess around with it. I've probably broken into this stuff more times than I know, and but anyways, I don't want to keep breathing this stuff in. So concrete asbestos pipe, stay away from it, and if you're going to cut it, do so very carefully with a dust mask and with water with your cutoff saw. All right, guys, over now.